Hello, welcome. I am here to break down Sun Salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Why do we do sun salutations? They are designed to bring the solar energy into the body. So combined with Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, the breath that moves in and out of the nose. Back of the throat is slightly restricted, yet open. The body starts to heat from the inside out, and we link breath to movement in a special way. Vinyasa, grama. So, hands come to your heart. You can sit or stand. Let's chant the sound of Om, O-M. Make sure you seal the lips. Feel the vibration inside the mouth and through the whole body. Exhale. Breathe in. Find a moment of just patient reverence as the sound and the vibration stills inside. Follow it, feel it. Great. We will begin standing, the feet hip width apart at the front of your mat. My intention with this is a beginning journey to your Surya Namaskar A. There's lots of ways that we can progress it. Okay. And this is the beginning journey in how to make you feel confident in your sun salutation A, so it can be strong, it can be concise and controlled, and eventually, inevitably, you can build on it, add some variations if you ever so choose. So you might have some bricks up front, and the bricks just bring the floor up to you at any time if you feel like you need them, okay? You might not use them at all. Feet hip width, big toes turn in a little bit, heels out. So the sides of your feet, the pinky toe edges, are parallel, like the sides of your mat. Two fists in between your big toes as you spread the toes. Good. Now the knees are soft, the tailbone is long. Palms forward, close the eyes. And exhale out of the mouth with a ha sound, like you're fogging a mirror. Feel a rising of your sternum, your breastbone, slight tuck of chin. And feeling the back of the throat as you exhale. The next time you exhale, seal the lips. And let the tongue be soft. Feel that the air passes on the top of the tongue as it empties the nostrils. And you want to create the same integrity of Ujjayi breath on the inhale. And The breath is audible. Some say it's like an ocean wave. No need to make it forceful. You'll see that this part of your throat engages when you inhale. Exhale. And you do the best that you can. This is the foundation of our breathing practice in vinyasa. However, it takes a long time to get the breath smooth and even and linking to every movement. So just know that's what we're striving for, and that might not be where you are right away. Okay. Let's just do a couple breath to movement here. So exhale completely, ujjayi. Inhale, circle your arms, reach up. Exhale, hands through the heart in prayer. Can you move your body slow enough that it links with your breath, or fast enough that it links with your breath? Inhale, maybe look up, press palms. Hands to heart. One more. Hands to heart. Good. Now bring the hands on the hips. With the knees soft, hinge at the hips. Feel the spine get long forward. So elbows squeeze, slight tuck of chin. The weight moves into the toes, so flat back, exhale. Drop your head at the bottom, 100%. Inner thigh seams reach back. Now, same rise, so knees soft, navel deepens, elbow squeeze. Think flat back as the rib cage hugs to spine. Breathe in to the top. Exhale, nice. And so when you fold and you come up, you want to keep your spine as long as possible, thinking that the action is moving from your center strong, and the spine stays as neutral as possible. However, the spine has all these different curvatures, right? And so we're just making sure that we don't exaggerate any movement of the spine too much. That's what I mean by neutral. When you shift forward, the weight shifts into the toes. And with your knee soft, you want to do your best not to shift your hips back. So when you fold, the spine stays long, weight is moving forward. Imagine that the pelvic bowl is over the arches of the feet, rising. And the head drops. That's something I see a lot of students forget, to drop the head. And now when you rise, you press into the feet. You can bring hands to hips, and squeezing the elbow points just helps you remember that the chest is open, belly in. And now again, the pelvis is shifting over the arches. So when you rise, it's coming from the core, the strength of stable legs. So one more time, let me show you. Wait for it. It looks like this, pelvis over arches. Right? Instead of like this is the difference. This is what you don't want to do. Uh-oh. Okay, so you want to try to keep the weight in toes. Keep the spine moving forward rather than the hips moving back. Now, I might be giving some more complicated things to think about. And so if you're 100% new to yoga, then just do what you can and keep coming back to watch this video, because you'll be able, through practice and time, to incorporate the finer details. Okay. Now, as the feet root, we'll combine a couple of the movements we just practiced. Inhale your arms up, tailbone long. You might touch palms and look up, or you might look forward and keep your hands separate. Either is fine. Exhale, soft knees. We'll open the arms, heart forward, pelvis forward. At the bottom, Fingers align with toes, drop your head. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Good. And now inhale, flat back, hands on shins. Press into the shins. Again, you're not shifting back. You keep moving forward. Maybe your hands come onto the bricks. That's okay too. Okay. Exhale here. Let's reverse our fold by long spine, open the arms, inhale, rise. So however you started, maybe you pressed palms, looked up, or separated the hands, looked forward. Either is good. Exhale, release the hands down. Nice. Okay, so we're adding on now. Inhale, same beginning. Rise. Look up or not. Press palms or not. Exhale, open arms, fold. Weight in toes, pelvis moving over arches. Exhaling, drop head at the bottom. So slight tuck of chin. Fingers go wherever they can. For me, I align them with toes and hug elbows in. You do not have to straighten your legs. Keep your spine lengthening. Inhale, flat back. Hands, shins, bricks, or fingertips lightly to earth. When you bring your fingertips in this sort of spider fashion, it's called tenting the fingers. Okay, so hands down. Exhale, step right foot long, left foot long plank. Root the hands where the toenails were. So fingernails go where toenails were. Step back. Okay, now right away, shoulders are over wrist, drop your knees. Curl your toes, keep them curled under. So this is an all fours position. However, the wrists are a little further in front of the shoulders. So all fours is typically more like this. Yeah? Joints stacked. But here in our modified plank, our hands are more forward. Now spread the fingers and turn your index fingers out a little bit. So you see this J of your index finger and thumb is facing like a J. Index finger facing straight up, okay? And now when we turn the index fingers out like this, we really think about rooting through that index knuckle, thumb knuckle, and the fingertips claw. Okay, so you just want to make sure we emphasize this triad, it's called, of the hand, the J, because you just don't want it to pop off when you do low push-up, up dog, down dog, that sequence of poses, that vinyasa. Because over time, if it's not stable, it can create instability in any joint of the upper body, okay? All right. All right, so shifting. You want to bring the shoulders over the fingernails, okay? And the knees, walk them back a little bit more. Now, your pelvis is going to drop a little bit, but make sure that it doesn't drop below your sternum, your breastbone. You want to feel the belly hugging in, tailbone reaching to heels, and at the same time shifting forward, heart forward. Now your gaze is going to help direct the movement of your spine. So your gaze goes over your mat with a slight tuck of chin. Now, when we do low push-up in our vinyasa yoga practice, your elbows turn back. So they come to the side body. Now, you want to make sure that you don't rest on the elbows. Sometimes when your upper body feels a little weak, or maybe you're not used to doing push-ups, I see people turn their elbows inward and then rest them under their ribs unconsciously, like a crutch, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not doing that. So even if the elbows bend back, you don't rest on them, so they brush the rib cage. Now, as you exhale, keep the heart reaching forward, gaze forward, and only come down to where your shoulders are just above your elbows. So try not to come any further. Root the inner hand. Now bring pelvis down. Point your toes hip width apart and walk your hands under shoulders, okay? And so that little transition in the beginning might feel more like a clunk clunk. And the idea is to slow it down more so it becomes more controlled. So you're moving your body at the pace and the speed that you choose. So it's not happening unconsciously, okay? Now, your toes are about as wide as they were when we were standing at the front of the mat, hip width apart. And make sure that your toes aren't turning in, heels out, or they're not turning out, heels in. You want to try to straighten your ankles. Deepen your belly. With a slight tuck of chin, squeeze the elbows. Inhale, lift into a baby cobra. So no weight is in the hands. Exhale here. Now curl the toes. Can you press into hands, knees, feet? Use your belly, or all fours. Inhale, press up. Sometimes that's really hard. Okay. Exhale, hands are forward. So now they're even further far forward than they were in our plank. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Drop your head. Now your knees are under your hips with your toes curled. Breathe in. Exhale, lift your hips for down dog. Good. So the things that I see in down dog in the beginning, you can come onto your knees and watch me for a moment, is that it's difficult, right? And so I see people narrow their stance because for some reason this makes it easier. So I want you to resist the urge to do that. Your feet are hip width apart here. How do you know if the distance between your hands and your feet is accurate? Well, when you inhale, shift forward into plank, shoulders over wrists, you shouldn't have to move your hands or feet. Now, what is the proper distance of your shoulders over your wrists? Well, we think of when we come into low push-up, your shoulders are actually way far forward over your fingertips. So it feels like they're too far forward. But what's happening is it's making you use the strength of your core and your arms, okay? So back to down dog now. As you press your hands down and forward, chest to thighs, let your head drop. Claw the fingertips like you're going to push them fingertips into the earth. At the same time, feeling that index knuckle and thumb knuckle root. Now, come high onto your toes, lift your heels and spread the toes. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees. Reach your sitting bones up and back and drop your chest more. Head as heavy as can be. So try not to hold any tension in your neck, base of skull. Start to reach your heels back. Don't let your ankles twist and let your heels hover off the earth an inch. Keep the knee soft. Good. Take a breath here. Now, the final part I want you to be mindful of in your down dog is that your ribs, the front of your ribs, is reaching to the sky. So sometimes when people drop their chest to thigh, they overextend their back. So you want to make sure that your core is strong. And so when you lift the ribs, it's also going to bring more weight into the finger pads rather than wrists. Take a full breath in. Exhale, release down into child's pose. So knees a little wider than hips, so not as wide as mat. Big toes touch, hips to heels, forehead down. Breathe in. And exhale out the mouth. This is a lot of work. So come onto your knees. If you need to sit on a brick, please do toes and heels together. So the things that you want to think about in down dog is that your fingers are spread. You got the J index finger, right, turning out a little, facing straight up or parallel like the sides of your mat. You want to make sure that your head's heavy, but you're not extending the spine too much. So when you press chest to thigh, your ribs are still hugging in. Yeah. Make sure that your stance is long enough that the heels can stay lifted, knees soft, sitting bones rise, okay? Come back to down dog. Take a full breath in. Out the mouth, belly in. Now look forward and step your right foot forward. Now for some of you, it doesn't make it very far, right? So step it as many times as you can, or pick it up. I use same hand, same ankle, and lift it, move it. So you want your fingers in line with your toes. Use your bricks if you need. Now left foot, again, you can step, 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 and step forward, feet hip width. Remember, it's 2 fists. Now that process of stepping forward and stepping back is really important. So please take your time to make sure that you get in the proper stance and length with your back leg and front leg, because if you're too narrow, it will affect the rest of your body mechanics. Inhale, press into the feet, flat back, soft knees. Exhale, fold, drop your head. Long spine, inhale, reach arms out and up. Rise to the top, find your gaze. Exhale, release the hands. Now, something you want to think about when you reach your arms up is the same mechanics in down dog. So remember how I was emphasizing that you don't want your rib cage to splay when you're in down dog. So it means that your upper back is overextending, okay? We want to keep, I said, front rib tips, so 2 sides of your rib cage here, hugging in, okay? Or you can also think of it as the front hips moving down to the front hips, okay? So same as when you reach your arms up, same as if you're in down dog. You want to keep this tether of the navel intact, okay? So instead of this, which is a variation, this is a back bend. It's not wrong. However, it's a variation. It's not a traditional Tadasana or Urdhva Hasta. Arms up, hands up. And so you only do that if that's the variation you're doing, a back bend. Okay. Otherwise, you inhale your arms up, rib cage stays in, and then the shoulder, inner shoulder softens. So arm bone pulls back and down, which is going to lengthen the shoulder. I'll show you from the back, away from the ear. And it's the same as down dog when you're pressing your hands forward, arm bones back. Okay. And when you bring arm bones back, then that makes you want to stick your ribs out more. So then you kind of do this shift, arms, ribs. Okay, so let's try it. Let's put it all together. Inhale, arms up, shoulders down, lower ribs in. You can look up, press palms or not. Exhale, fold, soft knees. I'm moving really slow, so take as many breaths as you need. Open your arms, drop head. Inhale, hands to shins or bricks, flat back. Good. Now fingertips come to the earth, forward. Step your left foot long. Exhale, step your right foot long, and then root your fingernails where your right toes are. Exhale. Spread fingers, drop your knees. Breathe in, shift forward. Now exhale, in the beginning of low push-up, you bend just a little, so little, and then walk your knees back, bring the pelvis down. You can adjust the hands forward if you need. Baby Cobra. Inhale, no weight in hands. Good. Curl the toes, exhale, all fours. Chest to thighs, down dog, hips up, exhale. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, left foot forward, pick it up, move the foot, toenails aligned with fingernails, right foot steps, take as many steps as you need, feet hip width, inhale, flat back, exhale, fold, drop your head. Elbows hug in, especially if your fingers are in line with your toes. Some people like to bring their hands forward, just let your elbows flop. Okay. Reach your arms out and up. Inhale. Lower ribs in, inner shoulder soft. Find your gaze. Exhale. Release your arms alongside body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Closing your eyes. Just feel your body for a moment. Good. And gather your hands to your heart, please. Let's close with the sound of Om, acknowledging the information that you gathered, and you'll seal it into your psyche, into the soma, the fluids of your body. OM, exhale. Breathe in. And bow your head. Bring your thumbs in between the eyebrows, honoring the space shared together, the collective container of all that practice, live yoga. We say namaste, just honoring each other. And now lift the head, eagle mudra, thumbs crossed, palms are like wings to your heart, gentle bow of head, and we say Jayo flow. Praise your practice, your flow, your heart, your life, honoring you. Breathe in, feel. Breathe out. Excellent. Thank you so much. Bye.